Hello everybody. How y'all doing today? I hope that you're having a good day. I'm out at Lake Tholocco. Locals down here call it Tholocco. I don't understand why, because it's spelled Tholocco. It doesn't have an A at the end, but I don't want to offend any of my Alabamian friends. But y'all say some words that sometimes I can't understand what y'all are saying. I guess it's just a cultural difference, but I'm gonna pan around the lake so y'all could see what it looks like. This is a 640-acre lake. This is the ramp where they launch their boats. If you can see in the background, maybe beyond the trees, there's lodges back there where people can stay. But this is Lake Tholocco, and from what I've read, it's 640 acres. The water's pretty rough today, pretty windy out. It's not really cold or anything, but it's breezy. This is the pier that I'm on, where I'm at, and straight ahead over there on the other side of this pier is the East Beach, where I've caught some photos of some Army officers playing ball with their dogs. Got some really good shots of that. But straight ahead over there across the lake is the West Beach, where I first went to record, but somebody was over there fishing, so thought I'd come over to the East Beach, and there was nobody here, so we're gonna get started. But I just wanted you to see the lake, so I'm gonna step in front of the camera now. Got my clipboard. I'm all ready to go. As promised, we're going to do part 2 of governing our tongues. This part will deal with the positive aspects of our tongue. Our tongue, is a very unique part of our bodies. It can taste foods. It has sensitive nerves and screens the temperature of the food and drink which enter our mouths. It coordinates with the brain and various undergirding muscles. The tongue is that powerful tool of communication responsible for speech and song. It can be used to bless or curse someone. Proverbs 18:21 says that the power of life and death are in the tongue, and they that love it will eat the fruit thereof. Now, I was doing a little bit of research on the internet about the tongue, and what amazing things can be done with it. And one of the things that I found, and I thought it was pretty remarkable, and there's more than one instance, so it leads me to believe that it's not just hearsay or rumor or anything like that, but there are reports that are found on the web, and it talks about some folks who are blind, and get this, they can read Braille with their tongues. There's a man in Kansas City who was severely injured in an explosion. Evangelist Robert L. Sumner talks about him in his book called The Wonders of the Word of God. The victim's face was badly disfigured, and he lost his eyesight as well as both of his hands. He was a new Christian. He'd just become a Christian, and one of his greatest disappointments was that he could no longer read the Bible. Then he heard about a lady in England who read Braille with her lips. So he was hoping to do the same, so he sent for some books of the Bible in Braille. Much to his dismay, however, though, he discovered that the nerve endings in his lips had been destroyed by the explosion. One day, as he brought the Bible one of the braille pages to his lips, his tongue happened to touch a few of the raised characters and he could feel them. Like a flash, he thought, I could read the Bible using my tongue. At the time Robert Sumner wrote his book, the man had read through the Bible, the entire Bible, 4 times. Now that's pretty amazing. I don't know about you, but I find that story pretty amazing. It's amazing how, God has created our bodies and how they operate. I mean, there's still things that scientists don't know about our brain and, our body in general. They still don't know, and they probably never will. But anyway, on with some of the things that I've learned about the tongue that can be used for good things. And the first one that I'd like to talk about is our tongues can be used to speak about the greatness of God. Excuse me. Psalm 71:24 says, I will tell about your righteous deeds all day long, for everyone who has tried to hurt me has been shamed and humiliated. Psalm 145:6 says, your awe-inspiring deeds will be on every tongue. I will proclaim your greatness. Psalm 35:28 says, then I will proclaim your justice and I will praise you all day long. Kind of windy, so I don't want to lose my pages. I'm going to drop my clipboard down here so you're going to hear a big bang probably, or a clatter or whatever. There it is. Okay. Now to the next page. Psalm 119. A little windy. Psalm 119, 172 says, let my tongue sing about your word, for all your commands are right. Those are just a few verses that talk about the tongue and speaking the greatness of God. The next aspect I would like to talk about is our tongue can be used to build people up. Proverbs 15:4 says, gentle words are a tree of life, a deceitful tongue crushes the spirit. Proverbs 12:25 says, worry weighs a person down, but an encouraging word cheers a person up. Proverbs 10:20 says, the tongue of the righteous is choice silver, the heart of the wicked is worth little. Those are just a few verses that I found about the tongue building people up. The next aspect that I'd like to speak about is the tongue can be used to praise and worship God. Psalm 101:1 says, I will sing of your love and justice, Lord. I will praise you with songs. Hebrews 13:15 says, therefore by him let us continually offer the sacrifice of praise to God, that is, the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to him. Psalm 71:23 says, my lips shall greatly rejoice when I sing to you, and my soul which you have redeemed. The next aspect, and this is a very important one because it's what leads us on the path to righteousness and gets us into heaven. The tongue can be used to acknowledge Christ as Lord. Matthew 10:32-33 says, therefore whoever confesses me before men, him I will also confess before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, him I will also deny before my Father in heaven. Romans 10:10 says, for with the heart one believes unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. Those are just a couple verses about acknowledging Christ. Of course, we have to use our mouth, we have to speak it, we have to acknowledge Christ as Lord, confess him before men. We can't deny him, because if we deny him, then he says that he'll deny us before the Father which is in heaven. Now the next thing that I'd like to address is the tongue can be used to bring comfort. 1 Thessalonians 4:18 says, therefore comfort one another with these words. In that verse before 4:18 and the previous verses before that, it's talking about, rapture is not found in the Bible, but the concept of rapture being caught away is found in those verses before 4:18, where it's talking about the trump of God and twinkling of an eye and all that stuff. And that's why it says in 4:18 to comfort one another with these words. So we see from that verse right there that we can use the Word of God to comfort one another. Another verse that I found where our mouths and our tongues can be used to bring comfort to somebody, it's found in Job 16:5, where it says, "But I would strengthen you with my mouth, and the comfort of my lips would relieve your grief." Now another thing that the tongue can be used for, it can be used to turn away wrath. Proverbs 15:1 says, "A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." The tongue can be used to speak words of wisdom. Proverbs 19:20 says, "Listen to advice and accept instruction, and in the end you will be wise." Now, note, in order to listen, somebody has to be speaking. So the tongue can be used to speak words of wisdom, and the person listening, of course, will either choose to accept it or reject it. The next thing is the tongue can be used to warn others of danger. Ezekiel 33:7-9 says, "So you, son of man, I have made you a watchman for the house of Israel. Therefore you shall hear a word from my mouth and warn them for me. When I say to the wicked, O wicked man, you shall surely die, and you do not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood I will require at your hands. Nevertheless, if I warn the wicked to turn from his way, and he does not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity, but you have delivered your soul." Now these are only a few things that, well, more than a few things, several things actually, about 8 I think it was, I counted. But these are only a few things. And since we have time restraints, you know, I could do an exhaustive search and come up with a long Bible study, be 45 minutes to an hour long. But, you know, I don't know how long of videos, the length of the video that you can download to YouTube. But anyway, that's why it's just relatively quick. That, and like I said in the last video, from what I've heard, people's attention spans are pretty short, so you got to say what you're going to say and get it out there, and then let God deal with people's hearts, because the Word of God says that His Word will not return void unto Him. So in conclusion of the Bible study, we can see that the tongue can be used as a positive instrument for God. It can be used for speaking about God's greatness, building people up. It can be used to praise and worship God, to acknowledge Christ as Lord, turn away wrath, and it can be used to warn others of danger, and it can speak words of wisdom and bring comfort. There are many other positive things our tongue can be used for, but like I said, because of the time restraints, we've only covered some of them. Now we as God's children need to learn how to properly use our tongue for the good of both ourselves and others. Let our words be sweet as honey and bring life to others in need of it. We need to make a commitment before God to watch our words, because there is power in them. Now in the next video of Bible study I'd like to do, hopefully, it might be even shorter than this one and the last one, but I'll try to take a look at what we can do to keep our tongue in check, to bridle our tongue, and to keep it under control. But it must be subjected to the Word of God in order to do so. So that's the gist of what I was going to do about the positive aspects of the tongue. But I'm just out here today enjoying this beautiful weather. When I first came out here, I thought, you know, I should have probably wore my sleeveless shirt, but I chose to wear a long sleeve shirt. And it's not really chilly, but the wind coming off the lake, I'm kind of glad that I wore my long sleeve shirt. I got it pushed up on my arms. But anyway, brothers and sisters, the life or death are in the words that we speak. So we really got to watch what we say. Really got to watch what we say, because that's very important. Because I truly believe that if you bless folks with your words, with your tongue, then blessings are going to come back to you. If you use it to curse people, cursing is going to come back on you. You know, the Word of God says, you know, God is not mocked. Whatever man sows, that shall he also reap. So, if you're sowing fruits of death, then ultimately you're going to reap death. If you're speaking words of life, you'll reap life. It is so nice out here. I wish you guys could be with me. This is like, from what I read, it's about a 640-acre lake. And, you know, obviously it's November, so there's not a whole lot of activity going on out here. I've seen boats come by and stuff. I've seen about 1 or 2 boats out here. But it's just really beautiful. The water's choppy now, and, you know, that's because it's so windy. The trees are starting to change color. I don't know how well you can see, but I'll get out of the way. Back there you can see, maybe. I can't really zoom in because it'll be fuzzy, but the leaves are just changing colors, and it's just gorgeous. It's a cloudy sky today, and it's just awesome. Well, I'm gonna see if I can do a little bit of zoom in so you can see these trees back here. Then after that, it'll be time to go. So, love y'all. I pray that God will bless you. I pray that the hearer of this video that heard these words will take them to heart, because they're not my words. You know, I found a lot of this on the internet, so I can't really take credit with coming up with, oh, he's so smart, you know. No. I found these on the internet while I was doing some research, and I just wanted to share them with you. Here comes a boat now. But let's see if we can zoom in over here. Might get really fuzzy. But there it is. We're going to zoom back. But you can see how choppy the water is. Really choppy. We'll take one more pan around, and you can hear the tripod squeaking. But there it is. Beautiful lake. Oh, just kicked the tripod, man. Okay. Well, that'll be it for today. So stay tuned till next time. God bless.